To tradingwithbill.com. Great to be with you on a Wednesday, August 16th, 2017. Cloudy skies today in Thailand. Not a very nice day. It looks like it's breaking up. Maybe we'll get some sunlight later in the day, but it's kind of weird. Like, my windows are open, and like this sun is like beating on my face and there's no sun, but in the camera it looks like it's really beating on my head, and it's not. So I don't know, I'm confused. Anyhow, welcome to lighting and doing videos. Hey, good to be with you. Interesting day yesterday. I gotta say, sometimes luck helps in trading. I don't have that. So it's like the first day in a long time I didn't trade the pound dollar or the euro dollar or the New Zealand dollar. What happened yesterday? All three absolutely sell off. Boom! Off they go. Sell off. That's what happened yesterday. Oh, well, what are you going to do? All right, let's take a look at what's going on today in data, news, and I have to be honest with you, I have not taken a look at it, but let's see what we got. It looks like we had a wage price index out of Aussie today, and it came out as expected, 0.5. RMB offshore holdings is due out. Once we get into the London session, we have average earnings index, and that's going to be, well, it's like 2.5 hours after the London Open. What else do we have going on? Unemployment rate. And then, oh my gosh, not much going on. GDP year on year for the euro. We get into the U.S. session. Big one is building permits today. And crude oil inventories as always, and crushing crude oil inventories as always. As you all know, we've taken a dip here on the oil. It came down a little bit yesterday. Wow, I don't know, I must have allergies today. What? I don't have allergies. I don't know what that's all about. So yeah, oil dipped down yesterday, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. So let's look at the futures real quick. S&P futures negative 0.06%, NASDAQ futures 0.10%, Dow 30 up 0.02%, S&P VIX negative 2.35%, Nikkei 225 negative 0.10%, dollar index negative 0.01%. Still in that 93 area, but I'm happy to say it's in the upper end, right? I think we were at 83 yesterday. Today we're at 73, so it's at that upper end. Hopefully we'll get through that and move into 94 and get closer to 99. Euro index is up 0.04% at 93.94 today. All right, let's take a look at oil. WTI is at 47.73. Brent 51.05 today in oil. U.S. coffee is down 3.63%. And natural gas is down 0.38% today. All right, let's get to the charts today. So I was talking about, we were talking about this euro thing yesterday, and here was our thing we put on here 2 days ago. Remember, this was the 200, and I put this outside to be careful. It's going to bounce off the 200. Well, it stayed at the 200 for almost a whole day here, and then just absolutely collapsed, right? We were looking at 1.1790 to 1.1710. Well, my friends, this trade ended up working beautifully. So now we're back here, and now we just need like a pullback, like something to go on here. So this is completed. It's done. It did its job, and it did a good job at that. Unfortunately, I was not in it. Yeah, well, it happens. So if you take a look at what we have today, I basically just look for this to get to this 200 exponential moving average right about here, and look to take it down there, and that's at 1760, 1770 area, and we'll look to take it down to there. The closer it gets to 17.8, the better for us. So we'll take a look at that as it gets closer to that. Like I said, I think the 200 is going to hold, and price will come down to that. The good news is for this to continue down is that the moving averages are intertwined. We don't have very much angle and separation except for the 200 and the 55. The 20 and the 5 EMA are just, a mess, right? So that's what's going on our euro, my friends. Look at this pound. We've been saying this pound was really going to take the move to the downside, and sure it did. And that is our trade of the day, by the way. This is what we're looking at for today. So this takes a really nice move to the downside. And now we're down here, and now I want to see this basically come back up to 1.2910, right? And that's the 38.2 Fibonacci level. Get a bearish candlestick formation and take it to the downside. Now, what is likely to happen is this is going to come up to the 23.6, and that's at 28.95, and this is going to end up just continue. I'm sorry, that's not correct. It's 28.86. Sorry, and it's going to come up to this 23.6 fib, and then it's going to continue the downside. I want it to break through that. Really want this to get up to the 38.2. This way, we're not fighting support right after we enter the trade. So let it get up to 1.2910. We'll take it down to 1.2850. Folks, it's only a 50 pip trade depending on where you get in. It could be 60, but it is what it is, and that's our trade setup. Is it going to work? I have no idea. And what's my chances? I think it's got about a 70% chance for this trade to give us a pullback, and we can take it back down again. That's the good news, right? So that's our trade for the day. I think it's logical, and we're just going to watch it. Looks good. Okay. What else are we going to look at? Let's take a look at this Aussie. Now, this was pretty funny yesterday. You remember I put this here, it was at the end, and I said, at the end of the recording, and I said, hey, look at this Aussie. Why don't we put a fib on here? We'll look for a pullback to the 38.2. I put a little red arrow here to the downside. Folks, what does it do? Comes back up, goes sideways, takes the move to the downside. Test this 38.2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, and down she goes. Even if you didn't want to get in there, you could have waited for the break of the 23.6 for confirmation. Down she bangs, bada boom, bada bang, comes down, gives you an alpha lower, and continues to the downside. Absolutely great trade yesterday on the Aussie. Now, they had, if I'm not mistaken, they had meeting minutes yesterday, and, they had data coming out, and, I didn't realize this until later in the day that this pair had really made a nice move. Actually, I didn't see it till here, right? So this was like London Open here. This was Asia, folks. This into Asia here, and then it just comes down. So it's quite interesting, to say the least, and it worked out. I guess my point is, if you have a trade plan, trade your plan, right? Put your stops in the right place, trade your plan, and let the trade work. And, I sort of was very nonchalant about this yesterday. I was like, it is what it is. Well, maybe it'll come down, look at this level, and take it. Well, not only did it worked out very well. And that's how it is. I do have an answer to, you remember I said I didn't know what the times were on this, on the charting package. It is U.S. time. It's Eastern Standard Time, so it's Wall Street time on the charts. Okay. So these lines probably don't correlate with what your time zone is. And that's okay unless you're in the States, but it is Eastern Standard Time. All right, folks, that's it on that. One more. Let's take a look at this. Look at this New Zealand. Again, same thing, right? Comes down. Now, this is a classic. We see this a lot in Forex trading. 200 exponential moving average comes up, hits the 200, bang, bang, hits it twice more, and then boom, to the downside. Now, it's easy to talk about this after the fact. However, if you were in this trade and you didn't want to get in here, you could have got in here, right? The 5 comes down, and we call it riding the 5, right? Comes down, test the 5, comes down, test the 5, then comes up and tests the 20 exponential moving average, and that would have been your entry. So you had a lot of opportunity to get in this entry, and then it just takes its way to the downside. Just a really nice trade setup yesterday. The 200 exponential moving average attracts price, and it works. If you get bounces off the 200, and whether you're going long or you're going short, depending on what you're doing, always watch that 200. And when price gets close to it, it just should pump you up that we are getting very close to a trade opportunity. All right, my friends. I know I talked a long time. We just got a lot of good stuff today. A lot of good stuff. Traders, it's great to be with you, coming from Pattaya, Thailand. Absolutely cloudy skies as I look out the window, and it is what it is. Traders, we'll catch you tomorrow. Hey, always remember to trade smart, trade safe, work your plan. Traders, have a great one. We'll catch you tomorrow morning. Take care now. Bye-bye.